Hello everyone, KREM 2 meteorologist Cody Proctor in tonight, and we have a weather impact alert for you as we head into the rest of the week. Hopefully you enjoyed the break that the weekend brought with our quiet weather and dry conditions, because this morning we woke up to a fair amount of rain throughout parts of our region, and that wind picked up for us tonight. Let's talk about that weather impact alert for us. This is in effect until Monday through Wednesday, and the reason we have issued this is because that we are looking at those strong winds and heavy rain. Along with that is looking to bring us a possibility for some wind damage as well as some flooding concerns. This is not necessarily good news for us, because we have been keeping track of last week's storm systems that moved throughout our region. This weekend brought us that break, but now we're looking at this next round of storms that we're keeping track in your forecast. So tonight, we certainly started feeling some of that move through our region. So let's take a look outside right now over downtown Spokane. For the most part, has been fairly quiet, but we have seen that wind pick up for us tonight here and there. Right now, we're at 50 degrees tonight at the Spokane Airport. This is around 9:30 on your Monday night, so you can see that it is still very warm outside. Our winds are coming out of the southwest at 17 miles per hour. We're finally moving past some of the gustiest conditions that we saw earlier this evening as we take a look around our area. Current temperatures for us in the northwest, you can see that we're at 50 degrees at Spokane, 52 right now in Moses Lake. Around our 4 o'clock hour, Moses Lake was actually in the low 60s earlier today, along with Othello. We've been very mild for this time of year. Our wind speeds for us, for the most part, these have actually dropped down just a little bit, but we still have some double-digit winds here and there around our region. That includes Deer Park, Pullman, Coeur d'Alene, Spokane, Moses Lake, Wenatchee, Omak, Kettle Falls. This entire area has been dealing with that wind for us tonight. And as we continue to head into the next couple of days, we're still keeping track of some watches and warnings throughout the region. But as we take a look right here, we've also had some active weather here and there. Within the last 6 hours throughout parts of southeast Washington and into North Idaho, we've picked up some rain showers, but also when you take a look at the map, we picked up some lightning here and there. We actually had some viewers reach out to us to let us know that they were seeing lightning, and it looks like we certainly picked that up earlier this evening. So as you can see, it's been already a very active night for us, and this is only the beginning of what we're expecting to be an active week. This is the first part of some wind that we're watching for you tonight. So watching that pretty closely, because it has been a very busy time in our weather center tonight, just to say the least. As we move forward with our headlines, we are still expecting to be rather windy for us tonight, but that next system is moving into our forecast as we head into tomorrow night and into early Wednesday morning. This is kind of a 1-2 punch sort of system, where we've had our weather conditions move in, bring in those windy conditions for tonight. We've had a cold front tracking through the region. Now as we head into tomorrow, we're keeping track of that next system that's set to move in, bringing us that possibility for strong winds, rain, mountain snow, particularly up around Stevens Pass late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. Behind that, we're also keeping track of that chance for some colder temperatures to move back into our region for us. So if you haven't necessarily been a fan of the mild temperatures, we are looking to be a bit cooler later this week. Not as cold as what we usually are for this time of year. It's still expected to be above our seasonal average, but colder than what we have been, especially since we warmed up well above our seasonal average, to say the least. We actually broke a record at the Spokane Airport for today. So it's been a very warm day. Our record was set back in 1941. That was 53 degrees. Today we topped out at 57 degrees. Now, we have been keeping track of that weather pattern out here for the last day or so, because we are looking to see the storm system potentially move into our region, a possibility for another atmospheric river to move in for us. That could be bringing us another chance of some rain and some wind into our region. Here's that almanac that I was talking about. We, like I said, topped out at 57 degrees for us today. That record, 53, set back in 1941. I'm all for being an overachiever, but this is a bit much for this time of year, because we're only midway through December. Our seasonal average is in the low 30s. It's supposed to be just a smidge above freezing and we are well above that for today. Now, we have a lot to keep track of as we head into tomorrow and into Wednesday as well. This is where we're at right now when it comes to our watches and warnings. We still have flood watches throughout our region, especially for north central Washington. That is still in effect until Wednesday morning. The Cascades and, of course, western Washington have certainly been hit by those flooding issues that we have been keeping track of and trying to bring you the latest coverage of because a lot of us have our loved ones over there or are being impacted by the flooding ourselves. So keeping a close eye on that. Another area that still has a flood watch that's set to go in effect for tomorrow afternoon into Wednesday afternoon is North Idaho. I was just before we went and started the stream right here for KREM 2 Plus, was keeping track of what was happening on some of our hydrographs, particularly around Coeur d'Alene, for the Coeur d'Alene River around Cataldo. According to forecast models at the moment, it's not expected to quite get up to minor flood stage, but it might be a bit under once we get past this next system for us. The other thing that we're keeping track of is this wind advisory. This is where we're at right now around our region. We've been seeing those breezy to gusty winds for us, with sustained winds about 20 to 30 miles per hour, gusts potentially up to about 55 miles per hour. This is in effect until early tomorrow morning. About 6 a.m. is when it's expected to expire for us. And this is what we've been seeing for our maximum wind gusts for the last 24 hours or so. You can see 43 miles per hour wind gusts for Spokane. That's where we topped out 32 mile per hour winds for Moses Lake, 43 in Coeur d'Alene, 37 in Wenatchee. You can see that we have been dealing with that wind for us today that's been coming out of the southwest right here. It's been a very breezy day to say the least. Now, a lot of that comes down to our weather pattern that we have been keeping track of. Of course, as we head into the rest of this week, we're keeping track of this trough right here, as well as looking to bring a cold front into our region. And you can see the pressure gradient right here tightening up here. When we tend to see these get tighter, we also tend to see those breezy to gusty conditions. So watching that really closely as we head into the next few days. We'll potentially see some of those winds stay with us as we head into your Thursday as well. So keeping a close eye on that, but we are also looking at a chance for some colder weather to move into our region. There is a possibility for a rain-snow mix later on this week. Now, this is the thing that I'm really keeping an eye on as we head into your Tuesday night, into Wednesday, because this is our high wind watch, and you can see this impacts a lot of us. We could be seeing some southwest winds about 25 to 45 miles per hour. Those are sustained winds. Gusts could potentially get up to about 60 miles per hour. In higher elevation and higher terrain, could even be faster than that, potentially up to around 70 miles per hour. So watching that pretty closely because of how wet it has been, and after last week's atmospheric river that just poured rain throughout the northwest, the ground is saturated, and with winds like this, there is potential we could be seeing some wind damage with it. There is a possibility because of how saturated the ground is that trees could fall. Power lines coming down could also be an issue, and there's the possibility of power outages. So this is something to take seriously as we head into the next couple of days. So we'll continue to keep a close eye on that for you and continue to bring you the latest. Now, along with this wind, we're looking at more rain and more moisture moving back into your forecast. So let's talk about the timing of things for us. Once we get through tonight, we're looking to see a relative break until we start to head into tomorrow morning, potentially. According to our weather models, there's a possibility you might start to see some of it move into our region around sometime in the morning. We'll get a bit of a break, but then we're looking at more potentially widespread precipitation moving into our region very early Wednesday morning, late Tuesday night as well. You can see they're still looking at that possibility of mountain snow in our forecast for parts of our region. That does include parts of the North Idaho, the North Cascades as well. But you can see we are looking at that possibility for some heavy rain as we head into the next couple of days. Again, as that atmospheric river takes aim towards the northwest once again. So a lot of rain is what we or another round of rain moving back into our region. It's a very, very active forecast, to say the least. A lot to keep track of and a lot just to keep in mind, especially concerning what we have been dealing with last week throughout the region. So as we take a look at what we could be seeing as far as our rain forecast and our rain accumulation for the next few days, going from the timing up now until 11 o'clock on Thursday night. This is what we could be seeing around our region according to some of our weather models for how much water potentially could be coming into our area. We'll watch that pretty closely for us. We'll see how this shakes out. For the most part, from what we're seeing, we'll see how close this actually gets to. This is just some of our weather models, but from what we're seeing, there is a possibility we might see some of that rain for us be less than an inch, at least for Spokane, maybe a little more for Coeur d'Alene. We'll see if that will actually shake out for us As we get closer to these events, our models get more accurate and we tend to have a lot more confidence in them. So I'm watching that pretty closely. Our forecast highs for tomorrow. If you have been enjoying just the mild temperatures, we're looking at another day of them. Potentially highs in the upper 40s to low 50s around the region. Moses Lake could still be in the mid 50s for tomorrow. We might be the upper 40s for Colville, low 40s for Republic, and potentially in the mid 40s for Bonners Ferry. Now let's take a look at that 7-day forecast, because tomorrow our high still looks to be about 50 degrees with that chance for some showers. Those winds expected, especially as you head into those evening hours. That looks to stay with us as we head into Wednesday. Temperatures could drop back down to more about the mid 40s that day. As we take a look at your 7-day, you can see that those temperatures continue to drop down just a bit for us, not by much. We might be some of our cooler or lower high temperatures might be in the upper 30s for us, and that looks to be later into the weekend potentially. A little bit cooler than what we have been dealing with in the last few days, still above our seasonal average, but for people that have been wanting to kick off their ski season and really hit the slopes, there is potential. We are looking to see some mountain snow in our forecast. So it's a very active forecast, one that we'll continue to keep a close eye on for you and have you prepared for both on air and online, and of course on KREM 2+.